Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome back to the Exotical Storytime series. The reason that I have this series is because at this point we have 18,000 people on this YouTube channel, and we can't all be lying. A lot of people like to say that we are delusional, or they have this mindset that if you are darker skinned and mixed race, that suddenly you're not going to be othered because you have a darker skin tone. Well, I'm here to tell our stories because we can't all be making this stuff up. At this point, there are thousands of us who are telling our stories and we're all saying similar things. And so this storytime series is proof that we are not all delusional. The month of May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So shout out to all of the Blasian women on this channel, whether you have Afro and Indo-Caribbean in your background, maybe you are Black and Pacific Islander, and today's story time is from a Blasian exotical. So let's go ahead and get into it. This girl says, I am Afro and Indo-Caribbean. I was put in foster care for my childhood to an unambiguous African American woman who abused me physically and neglected me. She had many humbling tactics when I would get my hair straightened. She would make me stand in front of her and throw water in my face, pinch my skin to mark it up, make me get on my knees and give me lashes. And also, which is the worst, they drowned me in boiling hot water, so now I have ugly feet. God protected the rest of my body. Also, they dressed me like a boy to keep me humbled and not to play into my identity. I will show you attachments where you can see I was purposely dressed like a boy, no bow or anything. Also, she didn't do anything like to her unambiguous birth daughters. They are both light-skinned, unambiguous women. This is why I get so bothered when African Americans think that having Black adopted parents would make things better. When I turned 18, I left America and came back home. It was too traumatizing because I wasn't allowed to be feminine. I am hyper feminine now, and I am an OnlyFans girl. She also says, I got so many beatings for having long curly hair. They do stuff like lock me in the basement for playing in my hair in class or taking it down because I wasn't allowed to wear my hair out. Yeah, I've noticed this pattern where if you're around like the Black culture, they have this tendency to call you fast when in reality you're just pretty. Pretty in Between talks about this on her channel. Be sure to check out her YouTube channel. But I've noticed a lot of people, they have this tendency to over sexualize you. And so sometimes your family members might do stuff like they won't let you wear your hair down if you have like very long hair. I know that for me, like I have long type 3 hair, so I got that as well, where it's like I couldn't wear my hair down. A lot of people have this mindset where it's like you're being too grown or you're acting grown. And it's like, why are we sexualizing or accusing children of trying to be sexual for simply wanting to wear their hair down? And I feel like a lot of adults actually have internalized inferiority complexes, or I feel like they can also be overprotective of Black men in their families who are like pedophiles and stuff. And so instead of actually calling out the men for being perverts against young girls, they would rather police the little girls and say, oh, well, you're being fast. Oh, well, you can't wear your hair down because that's being too grown. And it's like, what does that even mean? What does it mean to be too grown? And why is it that if somebody is like white and she wears her hair down, it's not a big deal? But suddenly if the child has like some sort of mixed race background or they have like Blackness and you know that their phenotype will be sexualized when they get older, then suddenly it's all about, oh, she looks too grown. Another thing I've noticed is that some parents do use physical abuse as a form of like humbling you or trying to put you in your place. Like this girl says that her foster mom would pinch her skin to mark it up. So I'm not surprised. There have definitely been other stories from other exoticals on this channel where they talked about how their mothers would do things like hitting them in the face or punching them in the face or basically attempting to destroy their beauty or trying to do things so that they don't feel beautiful when they get older. And another thing that I've noticed is that sometimes people like to police your femininity as well. So if they already view you as being naturally feminine, then it's like you're not allowed to wear makeup, you're not allowed to wear dresses, you're not allowed to wear bikinis because that's just too feminine, that's just too much. And so they want to try to encourage a lot of exoticals to be tomboys. And I've noticed that some women, they will actually become tomboys when they get older as a protection mechanism. And so they will wear like baggy clothes. They might even chop their hair off and like do these things so that other people don't hyper feminize them or think that they think they're better. Because I've noticed that some women who struggle with their own femininity, they tend to get jealous of the femininity of others. I've also noticed that a lot of people in the Black community won't admit that they associate certain phenotypes with being more feminine. I've noticed that a lot of times people associate having curly hair with being feminine. It's a very bad stereotype. Obviously, I don't agree with that. But I've noticed whenever the Black community is talking about curly hair, they might call it soft hair. And then sometimes when they talk about afro hair, they might call their hair hard. There's another story time of another exotical who has type 4C hair or type 4 hair, and she talked about how people would call her hair hard. So I've noticed that a lot of people, they have these internalized inferiority complexes and they tend to come out in their parenting. Not to mention the fact that when it comes to foster care, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that you do actually get money from the government if you are fostering children and stuff. So I do think that some people take advantage of that and they agree to foster children just so they can get paid, not so they can actually like care for the children. But I'm really sorry this happened. What do you ladies think? Have you ever had your family members try to do crazy things to you, or maybe throw water on you, or throw stuff at you, or just do these random things to make you feel like you're not beautiful? What do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.